Hello, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Metal Mark the Boss Twitching. I'm Metal Mark the Boss. Yeah, I left off, I think, just ready to take care of this week. Well, now I see I can hand upgrade players. That's crazy. Yeah, so I don't, I mean, it's nice to keep them, but We'll see. Maybe I'll get him in free agency. Duds after that. I actually got to do a training.
Bring your lunch pails, fellas. I need to see that workman attitude today. We gotta get better today. What I wanna know is, who's ready to get better? I'm ready to work today. You ready to work? You ready to work? All right, then let's see it. Let's get out there and do it.
Nut! White 20! What's that? Here goes tonight! White 20! Left 20, out! Here goes tonight! 180! What's that? Tonight! 180! What's that? Tonight! 180! Hey, tonight! Tonight! 180! Turbo set! Tonight, white 20. Set. Here we go, tonight, 180. What's that? Cut! 180! Turbo set! Cut! 180! What's that? Here we go! White 20! What's that?
Oh, and it hit his mitts. No.
Cut! Black 20!
Don't do this to me.
What's that? Here goes tonight! White, what's that? Here goes tonight! 180! Cut! Cut! Black 20! What's that?
I knew he was coming for it, but I was like, I don't think he can even stop it.
Cut!
It's time
White
to
20!
pick it up. Let's go for gold.
Turbo set!
That's
All
right.
right, man. Bring it in tight. Bring it in
Done
tight.
deal.
All right, let me tell you something. Today was great. You guys went out there and executed.
Definitely was.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL.
Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Oakland Raiders. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
Partner, you know how guys always tell us it's not about the numbers, it's about the win. It's about the numbers, too. Almost 400 yards passing by him last week. What can he do in this one?
Well, earned an AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Accelerating, and off he goes. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The very first play from scrimmage, how about that? Talk about setting a tone.
And people always talk about doing exactly that in the first 5 minutes of the game, the first offensive and defensive series. Who's going to gain an advantage? Well, we saw exactly what happened there. A tone was definitely set by the offensive team.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. This will be taken about the 12. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So now it's the Raiders' turn to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick in the 2019 draft from Oklahoma. It's Kyler Murray.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent, too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Now Murray, he bootlegs it. Oh, now Murray has it stripped. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood what the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And down inside the 15 he goes. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Complete to Jones. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Roughing the passer defense.
Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Here's Goff. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. The first defensive back taken in this year's draft, Darnell Savage, there to knock that one away. And here now a look at the Dolphins' offensive unit.
And we expected to have already talked about this unit. We didn't get a chance to hit on them on the opening drive because they scored so quickly. But that's the kind of unit this is. A quick strike.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. They were able to stop him at the line on 1st down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination. And they got it done on the 2nd try.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
A look there at the numbers for Barber from last time. 14 carries, 54 yards. On 2nd down, Barber.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Geno Atkins, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, it's gone. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Now a first carry from Giovanni Bernard. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 20, 10, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Giovanni Bernard, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. Yeah, and he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Harold Landry in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
Goodwin able to haul it in.
Get out of there.
First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. They'll run the draw with Barber. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Geno Atkins, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Sam Cook now. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October, because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started, at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Kareem Hunt on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive.
The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. To throw is Murray. Setting up the screen here, it's Barber. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Murray now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Harold Landry, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
After the sack on first down, Murray, and his throw is going to be incomplete. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On is the punter Cook, who sends it away. And he fields it cleanly.
Go on.
Giovanni Bernard, nothing but green grass. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. An impressive punt return of 76 yards as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This is taken at his 4.
All right. That's
So
going
we've
to be it
reached
for this
halftime here.
episode. Thanks for
And
tuning
okay,
in.
so much
Hit
for
that
our
subscribe
halftime
button.
break. Apparently we're
I'm Metal Mark the Boss. This has been Metal Mark the Boss Twitching. I'll be back with more Madden 2020. Check out my merch store. All right, I'll see you guys. Stay safe out there. And remember, hit that follow button. 12 more people, and then this mayhem's out on live on, YouTube. It's going to be too funny. All right, I was going to be like, toodles!